بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا الشمس كورت وإذا النجوم انكدرت وإذا الجبال سيرت وإذا العشار عطلت وإذا الوحوش حشرت وإذا البحار سجرت وإذا النفوس زوجت وإذا الموءودة سئلت بأي ذنب قتلت وإذا الصحف نشرت وإذا السماء كشطت وإذا الجحيم سعرت وإذا الجنة أزلفت علمت نفس ما أحضرت فلا أقسم بالخنس الجوار الكنس والليل إذا عسعس والصبح إذا تنفس إنه لقول رسول كريم ذي قوة عند ذي العرش مكين مطاع ثم أمين وما صاحبكم بمجنون ولقد رآه بالأفق المبين وما هو على الغيب بضنين وما هو بقول شيطان رجيم فأين تذهبون إن هو إلا ذكر للعالمين لمن شاء منكم أن يستقيم وما تشاءون إلا أن يشاء الله رب العالمين.
Hey, what's up, family? What's going on? Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. I don't have my external mic today, so I'm going straight into the laptop. But yeah, let me know if you can hear me. Put something in the chat for me. But peace. Janine B. I made it to the Janine B show. What up, Janine B, the Asiatic? What's going on, beloved? Let's Think podcast in the building. What's up? Assalamu alaikum, man. Yeah. We on, yo. Let's Think podcast. We are up tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern on Let's Think podcast. So go over to that channel right now. You know what I mean? Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button and whatnot. But we're going to be over there. In fact, today's conversation is going to loop into tomorrow. So you definitely want to get over there for tomorrow. Because where we going, it's nothing short but the divine signs of how to set up and build your nation. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be phenomenal for sure. All right, so get over there. Let's make that happen. Y'all can hear me. Tierra Porter, what's up? We missed you in class. When was that? Tuesday, I think it was. We skipping class. T Porter, what's up? All right, y'all. So y'all can hear me. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Sallallahu Allah, Muhammad Sallallahu Allah, Ali, and all of the greats and that come from that lineage and whatnot. Happy Juma Mubarak, Shalom Shabbat, Black Friday, Happy Friday, is right. Happy Friday to y'all. Click that like button, click that thumbs up button for me so we can get this party started. Yeah, it's Khalil. What up? It's your favorite cookbook. You know, and yeah, we're gonna have a phenomenal conversation today. So the Black woman, Savior Islam, the secret birth of the Mahdi. Okay, and You know, last week I wish I would have tied in the Fatiha, which I've done that video, but it's okay. I'm gonna tie it in this week so you can understand where we're going with this. And I'm gonna take my time. And you know, my Sunday community, my companions on Sunday, I make it a point to hey, let's make sure we remembering this stuff here, because this is really important. You know, again, they say Ali said that, you know, there's 70 different interpretations of the Quran, where he can fill up 70 camels, all right, full of different interpretations with the Quran. You know what I'm saying? Based off Surah number 1 alone. Imam Jaʿfar al-Ṣādiq said there's a exoteric Quran, the physical Quran that you see. There's an esoteric Quran, and then there is a esoteric of the esoteric. So even when you get to a deeper meaning, there's a deeper meaning than that deeper meaning. Okay. And yeah, you know, and this is what I know. I know that in class on Sunday, which translated to our Tuesday Arabic class, I saw 15 plus people translate Surah 97, and everybody had their own story. Was no two stories the same, and that's beautiful. Think about that. That was a beautiful thing to see. All right, and I love that, man. I really do. I love that, because people are actually drinking. I'm looking at here. People are actually looking at the words, able to translate the word before they fully had the alphabet to memory. Once I saw they got to a certain point and they know how to go and double check their work, they was able to translate words. All right. So a beautiful process, man. All right. All right. So let's get into it. Where are we going to start at here? Let's get into what is the Mahdi, so we can get on the same page. Again, click that thumbs up button for me. Prophet Muhammad stated that the Mahdi will be from his family, especially from the descendants of his daughter Fatima. Okay, let's go down and look at narrated by Salma, who was my favorite wife of the Prophet, who Aisha called the Black Crow. The promised Mahdi will be among my progeny, among the descendants of Fatima. This is what Salma had heard her husband, the Prophet, say. So he's coming from the lineage of Fatima. Okay, now, the Mahdi in Islam is a prophesied future leader, the guided one, who will appear at the end time to fight injustice, defeat evil, and establish a world of true Islamic justice, coinciding with the return of Jesus. Okay? So yes, there is a belief amongst Muslims that there is this figure named the Mahdi, Imam number 12 in this school of thought, okay, that is in hiding, what they call occultation, and he's going to come back, and Jesus is coming back with him. And at the end of the world, in the times, humanity, evil ones, y'all in trouble. Oh, y'all gonna get this smoke. Yeah, Jesus and the Mahdi coming. Y'all gonna get this smoke, evil ones, okay? All right. Let's look at a different frame of thought for the Mahdi. When we come to the Ismailis, which is a branch of Shia, the Mahdi is not a single future figure, but a function or role fulfilled by specific imams in history, particularly Muhammad, son of Ishmael, the seventh Imam, and the Fatimid Caliphate, okay, who went by the title of what? Al-Mahdi, okay? So according to the Ismailis, and we're going to get into this, they saying this ain't no historical figure that's hiding in this one person. This is a frequency. This is a state of consciousness in whom Allah chooses to place upon an imam, an individual, that is going to come and facilitate this. Okay? Two different ideologies here. Okay? All right. So this is what we have to absolutely pay attention to. We need to pay attention to Imam Jaʿfar al-Ṣādiq. Once again, he is the center of our study. He's known as Imam number 6. Okay? He's going to have 2 wives. Najma, who is going to be the wife from Africa. And he has another wife, Fatima. The Mahdi is coming from Fatima. Fatima, yes, who is going to be, Fatima is the mother of Ismail, Jafar's oldest son. Okay. Najma is the mother, African mother of his youngest son, Musa. Get ready, because it's going to get interesting, okay? We have to look at a question here. Okay, sir, this is what we're going to know, and this is what we should know if you've been paying attention. He's Imam number 6. Everybody before him, some say his grandfather, Imam number 4, didn't necessarily die. Some say he's poisoned, some say he wasn't. But the ones before him's predecessors absolutely murdered. Are you going to have, and it's just a question, are you going to have the, let's just say, I'm going to say the spiritual common sense and physical common sense to understand that your enemy keeps killing your family members? Will you have the knowledge to say, you know what? Since they keep killing the son, because that's the next inheritor, let me go underground, or let me put these children underground. And I dare say, will you even have the thought to say, if you come back and surface, you're going to take over, to overthrow the evil ones? Now, I must say this. Islam, as we know it in history and today, absolutely has the biggest scandal the world has not known. The regular Muslim do not know this. The biggest scandal in religious history, absolutely hands down, is in Islam. And what I'm pointing at is Prophet Muhammad gave an instruction on who to follow. And the people who came in power is not his instruction. And 90% of the Muslim world is supposed to be Sunni. And historically speaking, the Sunnis, that term did not become an identifying factor until really consolidated itself until the Abbasids, who were enemies of the family of Prophet Muhammad, and the Umayyads, who also went under that banner, that fits under that banner, Sunni, were absolutely the enemies of Prophet Muhammad in that family. So if you ask a Muslim, can you tell me what happened at the death of the Prophet? Who came in leadership and what was his instruction? See if they even know the instruction. I doubt it. But again, this is a horrible crime. It is. It's horrible. It is really horrible, because it should be the other way around. You would think the 90% would be the Shia, in the sense that who followed the instruction, and not the one that's the small majority. And when I read something about this is what it said. It said, a Muslim is someone who just surrendered, but a believer is somebody who really believes in the message itself. And I said, whoa, that's deep. That is deep. Now, I got stages of belief, which I wrote about, but in this particular contrast, majority of the people are Muslims just because they surrender to a thing. This is in the 6 levels of faith that we get into. We talk that the second level of faith is a level of faith that deals with doing it just because society says believe in God. Your parents was Muslim, so you Muslim. Your parents is Christian, so you went to church and you believe in God. But you really don't believe because you're yet to prove the existence of God or have an experience per se that validates your belief. You're just going with the flow. This is majority of the Muslim world. Okay? All right. So here goes a hadith from Imam Jaʿfar al-Ṣādiq. He said, listen, the claim, which means the one who rises, okay, will have two occultations, one of short duration, the other long. During the first, only some of the elect among the Shia would know where he is. As for the second, only the elect among his faithful friends would know his location. So this is coming from Imam Jaʿfar al-Ṣādiq, who got two wives. Pay attention to this. And he says that this Mahdi is going to have two periods of going into occultation, going under the radar. All right. So now let's look at this family tree here. Let's start at the very top with the prophet. We're going to get to the woman. Trust me. It's all going to tie in. Muhammad has a daughter named Fatima. Fatima has a husband named Ali. Ali happens to be the cousin of Muhammad. Fatima and Ali get together. They're going to have two sons. They're going to have son number one, which is Hassan. Son number two is Hussein. Ali is considered the first Imam. Okay? Then Hussein going to have a son named Ali ibn Hussein. He's going to have a son who is Muhammad ibn Ali, and that is going to be the father of Jaʿfar al-Ṣādiq, who is going to be the one to institute going to Africa to get black wives, number 6 in green. Now, after his death, we see straight down Imam Musa, his youngest son, going to come in. Everybody in green is the black wife that they married. So on this side of the ledger on the right, these are known as the 12ers. They make up the majority of Shia Islam. Now, to the left, something interesting is going to happen. Let's pay attention to the timeline box. In the year 750, the Abbasids are going to come into power. The Abbasids lied, and they're amongst the Shia community, the original believers who's following the instructions of the Prophet. The Prophet said, I leave behind two weighty things. I leave this Quran and I leave my family. Shouldn't have said if you follow these, you will never go astray. Quran, my family. Okay? That's what he said. So now you got these people who follow that instruction. These are known as Shia. They follow this instruction. They have a community still. Prophet's dead, Ali's dead, things of that nature. And everybody not mysteriously, they're dying. Okay? So now the Abbasids is like, listen, we about to get in and we about to overthrow the Umayyads. And we're going to support the believers of Muhammad, the Shia, Ali's family, which is Muhammad's family. We're going to support you. They get in power and they do not do that. In fact, they're going to kill every Imam from number 6 all the way down to number 11. That's 6 Imams they're going to poison. The Abbasids are so ruthless when they overthrew the Umayyad. You can look into this. The former leaders of the Umayyad who were dead already, they dug up their graves and burnt their bones and scattered their bones and hung up their dead bones. That's how ruthless this was. This was a very ruthless time. They was grave diggers for real, digging up the bodies of the enemy and putting work in on their dead corpse. Okay? So this is a vicious game. Well, they come to power in 750. In 754 is going to be a caliph who comes to power, Mansur, and he is going to summon Imam number 6, Jaʿfar al-Ṣādiq, Come on up to Damascus because you got a lot of spiritual clout, and I know you come from the lineage of Ali and Muhammad. And I want to make sure that you're not going to try to overthrow this new government of ours. And so come on up here, and I'm going to summons you on up here. He gets summons up there. Okay? Now, they end up sending him back. Now, the legend is, because it's 754, that this particular caliph who gets in power, Imam Jaʿfar al-Ṣādiq, oldest son in 755, named Ishmael, dies. Here's the legend. It's a fake death. Let's just pose it. I've read it. They said it may be a fake death. In fact, the caliph sent the governor of Medina to go into the funeral to validate, to make sure it was dead. The story I read said Jaʿfar al-Ṣādiq attempted to show the face of his deceased son, but they never said if he did or didn't for some reason. And then another story says, at the alleged time that he was supposed to be dead, he's seen Ishmael, son of Jaफ़ar, the oldest son, is seen in another city performing a miracle. And they asked the guy, well, who was that? And they said, oh, that was Imam Ishmael ibn Jaफ़ar, Ishmael, son of Jaफ़ar. Okay? So now there's a group of people after the death of Jaफ़ar al-Ṣādiq in green, he dies. There's a group of people that said, no, we're following his oldest son, Ishmael, but Ishmael had this funeral, he's dead, so we're going to follow his son, which is Muhammad ibn Ishmael. Now notice in the box, this is 765. Because Jaफ़ar al-Ṣādiq dies in 765. And this is what you have to pay real close attention to. Muhammad ibn Ishmael in 765 immediately went into occultation, immediately went into hiding. And everybody after him went into hiding all the way up until you got Ubayd Allah al-Mahdi. He will come out and he will create the Fatimid Dynasty. So it will be 144 years until they will come back on the scene again. And this group is known as the Ismailis. Now, you got to ask a logical question here, because on the right-hand side, Musa is the uncle of Muhammad ibn Ishmael. So why didn't Muhammad just say, hey, I'm rolling with my uncle? Why didn't the uncle say, hey, you know what? It went to my brother there. My brother is dead. I'm just going to follow my nephew. But see, they got two different baby mamas. Well, Jaफ़ar had two different baby mamas. I hate to say it that way. Two different wives. Put it that way. Okay. Two different wives, two different mothers, two different missions. Two ideologies form. The 12ers on this side, we follow Musa. And when you go on that side, go all the way down to Imam number 12, that's the Mahdi, who is supposed to be in hiding. Go to the left side, the person who then comes out is the Mahdi. Whoa, wait a minute, let's look at it. We have two Mahdis coming from both lines. On the right-hand side, under the 12ers, the Mahdi is in hiding. What I saw, they said around 868, this happened. What a coincidence. The Mahdi on the other side, same timeline, 873 to 934, he comes out in 909, he's going to create the Fatimid Dynasty. Yes? So this is what the Fatimid Dynasty looks like. The only Shia dynasty to run the Islamic empire. So when the Imam, go back son. So when the Imam makes this statement, the Qaim will have two occultations. Is this really a code for one is going to go underground completely? And another one is going to come and is going to be more known. a short period and a long period? Is this really a beautiful, for lack of a better word, spell? It's an art of war spell. This is what the Fatimid Dynasty looks like. And then not only that, he formed a city called Mahdi, the Mahdi. The city of the Mahdi literally formed this city. Okay? All right, we talking about a takeover. We talking about a break is over. The break's over, here go the takeover. Because ever since the death of the Prophet, the Sunnis who killed him, ultimately, well, and they say got to a wipe and it was poison, right? But the Sunnis who were killing the lineage of the Prophet were in power. So we're going to need you to go, I need this line right here, this bloodline, I need this one to go underground for 144 years until you are in power. See, I spilled the beans before somewhere in conversation. If you really knew what the 33rd degree was about, you would never say nothing stupid. Because the 33rd degree is all about a future war with a group of people to take back something. The same people who absolutely initiated the slave trade, absolutely said, yeah, Portuguese, go ahead. The 33rd degree is a degree that is swearing to launch a war against the Vatican. This is why Freemasonry has been banned from the Catholic Church many, many, many moons ago. Okay? This ain't got nothing 33rd, the Illuminati. That's hogwash. That's hogwash. That's after the fact. Even if it's a good old boys club that's doing things, no. You're missing the point. I can show you the degree work. Okay? It's about going to war with a certain group of people. I said, oh, that's why they kicked y'all butts out of there. Okay? All right. So this right here is what you see, the ultimate level of sacrifice and discipline. 144 years. You ain't gonna live to see it, but it's gonna get done. All right. So now let's come back home for a second. Let's come to this black woman, this Egyptian woman named Hagar, who is Abraham's wife, who is going to be the mother of Ishmael, the founder of Islam. Dig this. Did y'all know this? The Midrash is a traditional Jewish method that seeks deeper hidden meanings in the Torah by filling in the gaps, explaining obscure passages, and connecting scripture to contemporary life. So the Jews have a commentary amongst themselves about the esoteric aspect of the Bible. It's called the Midrash, okay? In Islam, it's called Tafsir, okay? Now, let's just read it. Tafsir, every term in the Quranic exegesis, meaning the scholarly explanation, interpretation, and commentary on the Quran, aiming to clarify its meanings. That's all we need to see. Yes? So both religious schools have volumes of work that is supposed to deal with deciphering, unraveling the mysteries of the text. Okay? This is important. So when we go to the Midrash, this is what it says. Ishmael's lack of hospitality, no, Aisha's, I'm sorry, because I can't see you. I got stuff on the top of my screen. Aisha's lack of responsibility connects her with being a Moabite. All right? A group which the Torah reports also did not bring the Israelites bread and water when they were in need. So, who is this? This is Abraham. All right. He said this is Abraham talking to Hagar because he came to visit Ishmael and Ishmael was gone. He said to her, when Ishmael comes home, tell him these words. The son of a wise man is like half of a wise man. And tell him that an old man from the land of Canaan came to see you. And he said, exchange the threshold of your house, for it is not good for you. So now Ishmael takes the hint. When he comes home, this is what Fatima, the Egyptian mother, says. When Ishmael came in from the wilderness, she told him these words. A son of a wise man is like half of a wise man. And Ishmael understood. His mother then sent for a woman from her father's house, and her name was Fatima. Uh-oh. So according to Jewish esoteric thought that's not in the Bible, the Midrash, they say Ishmael was first married to a woman named Aisha. Aisha had bad manners when her father-in-law Abraham came to visit. Abraham picking up game like, nah, she a hoochie. She ain't got the mannerisms to carry this blood. Hagar, tell our son this riddle. He figures it out like, yeah, she has to go. I find it interesting. I do. Because now we're going to have somebody named Aisha in the prophet's life, the young wife, who the prophet said, Satan will rear his head from this direction. And he pointed in the direction of the house of Aisha. And he was talking about the first civil war that's going to take place. And it was Aisha who started the civil war to go to war against Ali. This is written about, Aisha is written about many moons before a physical Aisha. Okay? So anyway, so then we get to a Fatima, which also we saw earlier, Prophet Muhammad is going to have a daughter named Fatima. Yes? Okay. So Ishmael being the founding prophet of the Ishmaelites, the father of the Ishmaelites, which are the Arabs, which is Islam. Yes? All right. If we want to look at it from Arab Islam. Okay? He's going to, his wife is Fatima. Okay? All right. Just want to put that in there. And please note that he gets married from the mother's side. Saying the mother's side said, hey, I'm going to go pick somebody from my father's house. But he's following the way of his mother. Okay? Keep that in mind. All right? All right? So his wife is Egyptian. His mother is Egyptian. And he's half Egyptian. So if he's half Egyptian and got an Egyptian wife, you already know what that kid gonna be. Okay? All right. So this is telling you what the Ishmaelites are. This is showing you if his mother is Egyptian and got him an Egyptian wife, and he's half Egyptian, what you think the Ishmaelites are, which are the original Arabs. So we say, all right, black. So then I raised the question, where in the Quran are the instructions for Imam Jaʿfar al-Ṣādiq to marry the black woman to help his family? Now it's about to get interesting. So now we have to go back to this lecture right here. Is Allah a black woman? Secrets of the Fatiha. Right? Little clickbait title. Let's bring this one up to the screen. All of these words in yellow, I am going to decipher for you, because the Fatiha basically says, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful. All praise is due to Allah, Lord of the universe, the most gracious, most merciful, master of the day of judgment. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us on the straight path, the path of those you bestow favor on them, and not of those who have earned your wrath, and not of those you've gone astray. We're going to remix this whole thing, and I'm really more concentrating on lines 1 through 6. Because I'm telling you right now, lines 1 through 6, every single highlight I got represents something connected to a woman. And you don't see it in English. And this is the part where we have to get into the study. I just showed you, hey, in Islam, they got tasfir. You're supposed to get into a deeper study. The Jews got the midrash. We are supposed to get into a deeper study. This volume's already written. And when I tell you today, and I'm not saying this to be arrogant, and I'm proud, I can say this, what we call the conscious community, we will smoke them boys intellectually based off the information and where we at in space-time, as we should, because it's about evolution. I be looking at some of these translations, I'm like, that's it? That's deep? That's what that is? Man, please. What? And I'm not saying that to be arrogant. Again, where we at in the timeline represents evolution. They're not supposed to be greater than us. That's going backwards. What are we? Retards? No. We're supposed to take their work, expound upon that work. Okay? That's what we're supposed to be doing. All right? All right, let's get into it. All right. So in the name of Allah, in the name means heaven. So it means sky, the heavens. Yes? It also means specified and determined. Yes? That's what it means. Okay? Most gracious, most merciful. Both of those are the same root word. Okay? Rahman, Rahim comes from the root word Ra, Ha, Mim, like R-H-M. You'll say Rahman, or some say Rahim. It means what? A uterus. It means a womb. It means a relationship. You say it a certain way, it's the relatives of the maternal side of the family, who we just saw what? Ishmael gets married from his mama side of the family to go pick a wife. Yes? So it means womb, uterus. Keep going. All right. So we can say in the heavens specified and determined. Allah, the womb and kinship, if we just want to break that sentence down real fast as an example. Keep going. This is my favorite one. Wallahi, this is my favorite one. Lord of the world. Lord means mistress and lady. Of course, you would say it different. You may say it Rabat or Rabah, but the root word of it is going to be the same. Mistress, lady, also a woman ally. That's my favorite one. A woman ally. Foster mother, foster daughter, stepdaughter. Yes? So Lord is taking us to this woman ally, this mistress lady. Yes? Leave that side chick alone. The Quran endorses side chicks. Let me stop. The universe. Universe means woman teacher. Rabbil, Lord, Alameen, universe. Alameen means what? Universe. But if we say Mu'alima, we can say, well, hey, that's a woman teacher when we say it this way. But if we say, yes, you're correct, Mu'alima is a woman teacher when you say it that way. Of course, we need to learn how to differentiate between words. But when we take it to its root, this woman teacher is the Lord. How else are we going to arrive at what Prophet or with Prophet Muhammad actually said it? He said, hey, Ali is the gate of knowledge. He's the one that has the interpretation of the Quran. So if he says, hey, I can fill 70 camels up with different interpretations of this particular verse that we're doing today, how else are you going to get to a different interpretation? You're going to have to look at the words. And you're going to have to look at all of the definitions, and you're going to have to weave a coherent story to see if it makes sense. Okay? All right. So universe is a woman teacher. Woman instructor. Okay? Master of the day of judgment, master, king, queen, property, possessions, real estate, master, king and queen. Yes? Master also means marriage, also means the invisible world, the heavens. Marriage is the heaven. Woo! I can't stress this enough. Marriage is the heaven. I know. Feel like hell. Fix it. So marriage is the heaven. Okay? So king and queen. That's a woman. Yes? Moving on. I ain't gonna even get into this calendar thing. I should, because master of the day, daily wages, day also means calendar. I'm gonna take my time. Let me take my time. I'm gonna go through it. So it means calendar. Okay. Deen also means deen, the religion, judgment, master of the day of judgment, deen, allowed to practice his religion, gave a loan to. You see that? Borrowed money, bought on credit, lent money to, sold on credit. So this has everything to do, borrowing money, credit, debit, religion. There's supposed to be a moral standard and connection that we have when we deal with money. Wallahi, when I started getting into real estate, it was a Muslim brother. In fact, this Muslim brother, what we call Middle Eastern Muslim brother, he actually owned the old barbecue spot I used to eat from and my parents used to eat from. We used to get the thick bologna sandwiches, barbecue, right? He actually owned that now, right? And he would bring donuts up for the whole conference, and I was studying apartment investing. And I was like, yeah, man, you gonna do the program? And he was like, man, I can't go no further because it requires a loan and it requires interest, and that's against my religion. I said, dang, that's deep. He ain't gonna jump into this apartment investing because the way it's set up, the interest involved is usury. So Muslims, by law, by moral law, don't charge each other interest. I showed you this. Jews don't charge each other interest, but they charge the Gentiles interest. And this was a thing that they say Hitler was upset about because interest would actually cripple. Look at the world debt and why you ain't never getting out of debt. Interest can hurt you. So you have to find out a moral exchange when you lend money. Something that's also going to, you just got to make it even. Hey, listen, when you pay me back, that's cool, but also pay me back and buy XYZ from me because I sell XYZ. You have to find something that's supposed to be morally correct and not charging interest on your money just from an Islamic standpoint. And this is right here, okay? But I'm gonna make it make sense in a minute. When we get to you alone, do we worship? What do that say? Worship says lady love and adored. And you can see at the top, it means to enslave, right? Because when you worship something, you become like a slave, okay? Which is a servant, okay? So, but it also means a lady love, adored. Now, this was my favorite one right here. When I took this word, which if we look at the root word for worship, where it says explore root, those three letters from right to left is Ain, Ba, the letter B, and Dal, the letter D. So it's kind of like AYBD or ABD, okay? So when we come over here, it says Negro, okay? It also says become a Muslim. You alone do we worship. Worship is to serve. Serve is considered it's the same word as slave, bondsman. Hence, they made a connection to Negro. Interesting. Become a Muslim. Embrace Islam. Okay? You alone do we ask, you alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Look on to the left. It says pubic region. It also says to help, to free, to liberate. On the right-hand side, it says to help, assist, support one another. So some type of help. Pubic region, help. Pubic region, help. I'll say it one more time. Pubic region, help. Whose pubic region? Well, I said this is the woman. I ain't going to get into this symbolism, but this is the goat. The woman is the goat. Understanding her pubic region, understanding her anatomy. When it says ask for help, wallahi, the word comes up as married woman. And you see to the right, it say ask for help or by God's help. So you know I'm not lying. It's right here. So by God's help, married woman, matriarch. Yes? Okay. So it's the pubic it's the pubic region of the married woman that we ask for help. When it says guide us on the straight path, the word for guide is Hadi. Yes? Imam Ali Hadi, the 10th Imam. Ali Hadi, Ali the guide. Right next to Hadi, it says what? Bride. That's Ha, Dal, Ya. And with the two dots on the end and look under that S, makes it sound like an I. Hadi, bride. Guide is the bride. The bride is the one that is guiding something, ladies and gentlemen. Yes? Okay. Now, straight path. Path means to put in order, to fix something. Look to the far left. Fellow tribesmen, kinsfolk, kin, kindred, tribe, race, people, a nation. Yeah, the path absolutely represents a certain tribe, a certain kindred, a certain race, a certain nation, a certain group of people. That's the path. One of the paths. It also means calendar. That's the second time we saw calendar, because we saw it earlier when we got to master of the day. Day means calendar. This means calendar too, the path. See, the path is you're supposed to know time. I keep telling you, Surah, what is it? Ina Lasana Lafikus. By time, surely mankind is at loss. That's what the Quran says. You lost by time. You lost. I always say this. If you can't come up to the board and draw a circle and draw the constellations, which are i.e. the months, and put the sun in the middle and put the earth and show where we at, you should be able to do that. You should be able to do that in real time. You don't know where you at? You don't know where you at in space? You don't know? You lost. Okay? Don't mean you don't know nothing, but you don't know time. All right? So we said we seek favor. It means to be accustomed to luxury, prosperity. It also means blood. Let me just get straight to it, okay? Because that part gets boring. All right? Everything you just saw so far, the heavens determine specific womb, kinship, and uterus. You saw that for line number 1. Line number 2, Lord of the universe. You absolutely saw the mistress woman, the ally, the woman teacher, the most gracious and merciful. That's a repeat of line number 1. That represents the womb and kinship and uterus. Master was king and queen. Marriage was heaven. Property was the king and queen. Yes. Daily wages was the day. Judgment, right, was in there as well. All right, master of the day of judgment. Right? You alone do we worship. Worship to improve. Lady love adored. Negro, human, become Muslim. Ask for help. Liberate one another. Pubic region, married woman. Guide us on the straight path. Guide was bride. Straight path represents some type of nation to fix something. It also represents a calendar. Yes? Now let's get into the whole, what I call long form translation. Here it is. In the heavens, specified and determined, Allah, the womb and kinship. All praises to Allah, mistress, woman ally, teacher of the universe. The womb and kinship. Marriage, which is heaven. King and queen. Master of the calendar of daily wages. Your property, wealth, and royal power, because all of that means master. Contract and help one another with credit and debt within religion, because deen, you saw, represents religion in debt and credit. You alone, human Negro, lady loved and adored. That's what it said. You alone, human Negro, lady loved and adored, become Muslim to improve worship. And you alone, the pubic region of the married woman, by God's help, free and liberate one another. The bride guides the fellow tribesmen, kinsfolk, i.e. the Negro, on the right path to fix the calendar, to fight for the resurrection of the ascended nation. That what it say? Now, I can't read the rest, but it's just going to get a little cool. Basically, people that's on the same path as you, that's your blood. Okay? All right. So we got that. Now, let's get out of this. All right, let's bring this back. All right. Oh, let me see. Let me make sure. What's the layout? I want this one. All right. Okay. So now here it is in the Quran. I went to ask, because remember we asking that question, where did he get sanctioned in the Quran to find a black woman? So look at the very top. We created humankind out of a sounding clay from a black mud altered. Let's get into sounding clay. Sounding clay is synonymous with a word that means unmarried and single. You know we're dealing with the same word because it says noisy, clamorous, a clamorer. Remember, sounding clay, sound makes noise. So when you see the word above it that's connected to it, it represents someone who is unmarried. Man, stop playing. See, again, I don't already know this, and I'm coming to tell you. Each week, alhamdulillah, that I've been able to do this khutbah for a year straight. I don't know what I'm doing the next week. It just comes to me. And it's the ultimate form of surrender for me. For me. So this week, I'm just now discovering Wednesday that when we get into understanding, because I said, wait a minute, what about that black mud? You got to go into that. When I go look into the sounding clay, sound has something to do with your marital status. And mind you, the whole purpose I'm going to look is what? Where did Imam Jaʿfar al-Ṣādiq get the Quranic authority and inspiration, which is revelation? Where did he get the Quranic inspiration and revelation to say, I need to impregnate a black woman? And everybody from my lineage now on, Musa, all y'all on this side, y'all get a black woman. Go to Africa and get a black woman. Because that's what they did. So where is it in the Quran? Well, we see it in Fatiha, this black woman, Negro lady. We see it there. And that's the opening of the book. Also known as the what? The mother of the Quran. Yeah, the Fatiha is known as the mother of the Quran. Okay? So anyway, this sound dealing with clay deals with your marital status for some reason. Okay? Now, altered. Yes? Let's get into altered. Notice that altered also means the way. In the word up there in English, you see how it's starting to say sunata, which is the root word is sin nun nun, which is the word for Sunni. That's where Sunni get the name from, because the Sunni say, hey, we follow the ways and traditions of the Prophet. That's what we do. You're liars. You're a liar. I'm sorry, I gotta say it. You're a liar. Man, if you want to talk about a religion that got hijacked by the devil, Islam has been hijacked by the devils. Okay? So anyway, so altered means the way, a tradition, to prescribe or introduce something, to enact, to establish. Example will be a law or a custom. Yes? To establish something. Okay? Okay. Black mud. Let's look at Hamma. Black mud only mentioned 4 times in the Quran. Right here. Ha, Meen, Hamza. Yes? So Hamma. Yes? Okay. When we throw Hamma in the dictionary, it comes back and connects us to a root that comes from the same family. Aham, ha, mean. It means mother-in-law. It means father-in-law. If it's plural, it's the relatives of the wife by marriage, then in-laws of the wife. Wait a minute. Isn't this the exact same thing Hagar did to Ishmael and said, I'm going to marry you from my family side? Let me go to my father's house and get this woman named Fatima for you, young man. Ain't that what happened? Yes? Yes? So now we're trying to understand this black clay, and it got something to do with marital status and something to do with your mother-in-law, father-in-law, or the wife's family. Yes? Look at this. You know I'm not lying. Look at this. What do it say? Was black. Did it not say a black mud? Yes. See, this is why it's important to study. I can't stress this enough. And this is why if somebody has the audacity to think that what I am showing you linguistically don't make sense, shame on you. Because although the word for black mud we saw was Hamma, Meen, Hamza, like HMA. You throw that in the dictionary and say, well, listen, man, that's not the root. The real root connects to HMM, Ham. But when you go over to hum, how can hum be wrong when it means what? Bring it back. Black. It says was black, heated, burned. Yes? So this mud, what do you do to clay? You put it in the oven and you burn it. Yes? So it's the same word, hum, black. Oh, okay. So now, black mother-in-law. Isn't that what Jaෆar al-Ṣādiq did? Go get a black woman and then say, oh, okay, all right, well, now this is about to start becoming the black mom. Okay? So now, for you to follow the tradition of what? Your wife and your mother-in-law, your daddy's wife, right? I'm sorry, your husband, your wife's mother, right? Now you're following the tradition. That's what that is, right? So what did the prophet say? Beware of Allah regarding the people under protection in Egypt. Is that not where Hagar is from? Is that not where she got the wife for Ishmael? The people with jet black skin and curly hair, for we share with them lineage and marriage relations. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on, Muhammad. And this made me think about R.B. Bay, Ras Mariah. I said, oh shit, she did this many moons ago. All hail to the great Moabite Moorish woman. Pay attention to the symbols. Because you see a cross and the ankh on the top, there go Christianity. You see a 6-pointed star on the top of the chair. You see a crescent moon, there go Islam. This covers the main 3 religions and bringing you the celestial science, which is all 3 religions on the esoteric side is talking about. 913, I won't get into it. I know what it means. I'll let you get into that particular study. So the translation should read, and indeed, we created man unmarried, introduced and established the way of the tradition of your wife's family. That's what that scripture reads when we break it down. Again, indeed, we created man unmarried, introduced and established the way of the tradition of your wife's family. Can we get an amen? Can we get an amen? Okay. All right. So in closing, I find it ironic. Remember, the Mahdi is going to come from Fatima. But I'm just looking at the name Fatima. So here go Fatima al-Fihri, who is the founder of the world's first university and oldest university, because it still exists right now. Al-Qarawiyyin in Fez, Morocco. It exists right now. Right now. Like right now. The oldest, and obviously makes it the longest, the first university ever was a Muslim woman who got an inheritance from her father and put that work in and built the university. Her name's Fatima. Yes? Oops. Where I'm at. I don't think I'm here. Yep, here. All right. Now, here is the founder, the name of the founder of Morocco, Idris Ibn Abd Allah, founder of Morocco, founder of the Idrisid Dynasty from 788 to 974. Comes from, if you look into him. They say he comes from Hassan. This is the oldest son of Fatima and Ali. He traces lineage there. The founder of Morocco. This is going to be important for tomorrow's conversation on Let's Think podcast. The founder of Morocco is tracing his lineage to Hassan because the oldest unbroken treaty on America's soil or with America has is with Morocco, 1786, 1787, Treaty of Peace and Friendship. The door has been open. We've been one, but don't let the shaitan trick you and think that we ain't win. We've been one, and I'm gonna show it tomorrow. We won. We've been one. It's game over. So what is our plan? That's what I want you to walk away thinking, especially the women. Today, you need to be thinking as a woman, and this could be a physical, literal birth of a child, bare minimum, something creative in the work, like Fatimid Caliphate. What she did, she created a university as a child. I'm not saying that she didn't have children. I don't know. But what are you to give birth to from your thoughts and your emotional input, your creativity and your passion? What are you to give birth to? Because these Fatimas got busy. So what's our plan? That's the question. What is our plan? What is it? Individually, collectively, amongst certain ones who, got the same endeavors. And we can say more collectively. It's what's the plan? What's the conversation at? I would love, we need a hall of knowledge. We need a place, just like in Moor, Spain. And I know I'm gonna say the golden age, because the golden age had it. That's what the city Baghdad was created to mirror this. A place where the mathematician, the theologian, the philosopher, the physician. Are you doing medicine? Oh, here goes some medicine. Are you doing the astro stuff? Here go the astro stuff and how this correlates with the medicine. What works for this? This got rid of cancer. How did it get rid of the cancer? Boom. This is the cancer cure. That's for that right there. Right? What you dealing with? Nationality and law. Oh, wow. What's everything in one particular spot? See, in the golden age of Islam, real Islam is about understanding sciences. I promise you. When it says, and we taught man the Quran, I showed that already. You ain't teaching me a Quran. Quran consists of not the Quran that you think. No. Ilm means knowledge. It means sciences. So when you taught him, you taught the book consists of sciences, various different sciences. So you're supposed to know sciences. And sciences are everything that is in existence. If you make plastic, if you drive Uber, that's a science. Driving a car is a science. Everybody just can't drive one. It's a technique to it. All right. Now, it probably got a lot of biological functions, but it got a lot of mechanical functions. And there's people who make those mechanical parts that understand what it is that we're driving. Everything is a science because everything consists of information in order for work. It has to have processes. We're supposed to be sharing in the processes. All right. He who condemns another person's religion, he who condemns religion and flat out don't, I'll say, if you feel some type of way and reject someone based off of their religion, you Satan. You missed the whole point. That's Satan inside of you. He who has a religious intolerance is Satan. I'm not mad at the Catholic Church right there. In fact, I love Mary. Because Mary, God got a thing going on with Mary. For real, for real. Mary ain't no joke. When you understand and you start studying that. You start studying her, how she appeared all over the earth in different nations. All right? Literally. All right? We're supposed to be sitting up here comparing and expanding. All right? All right. So I'd love to see you, man. Tonight, we're going to have a silent flame visualization. It's the new moon. Happy new moon. The sun and the moon are aligned. Now, look at this. Look at this. Just look at this. Today, 3-Eye Atlas is the closest to the earth that it will be today. Yesterday, the sun was perfectly in front of the galactic center, which means it's still in front of the galactic center. But to get the dead on, bing, bing, like that was yesterday, but it's still there. And it's a new moon today, meaning the moon is in alignment with the sun. Both of them are together in front of the galactic center. And it just so happens to be that 3-Eye Atlas is closest to the earth right now. You think all of this is just a mere coincidence? Now, I done already shown the work on how in this area of space where the sun and moon is at today, that this is our spot. This is where we know how to ET phone home. I'm going to talk about the mystical chords, which I'm going to show tomorrow. Let's Think podcast. I'm going to show tomorrow how the mystic chords of memory work. Salute to Abraham Lincoln, who put me up on that. The mystic chords of memory. It's all divine. But you gotta learn how to tell time by the signs. Right? That's the key. It's all divine. So tonight at 8 o'clock, we're gonna have a silent every new moon, because you can't see the moon when it's in front of the sun. So it's like dark, it's silent. So on the new moon, we do silent meditation with the candle flame. And now we top 3 our atlas into this thing because it's closest to the earth. The Quran says missiles your way. Got you. We send beams in. Better say something. Better talk to something. Better do. Man, better do something. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all don't see that? Okay. All right. Show you better I can tell you. But tonight, 8 o'clock. Because again, tomorrow, the mystical currents of Islam in the West. That's what we're going to do on Let's Think podcast tomorrow. This is going to be a phenomenal conversation, tying in some new stuff to the original PowerPoint that was the quantum fingerprint of God. There's some things going on the what we would call the eastern side of the globe. At the same time, something was going on the west side of the globe. This is how God talks from continent to continent. You have to be studious enough to string together God's communication of events. That's the story. All right. So again, make sure y'all make it over to the Let's Think podcast. That will be tomorrow at 8 o'clock. I'm sorry, tomorrow at 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock Eastern. Okay. All right. So any questions? Y'all all right? Is y'all good? Y'all good? What system are you using for the definitions, brother? I go to, remember, the Arabic letters come down to, majority will come down to a 3-letter root. But the word for clay was silsil, sod, lam. So every now and then it'd be a 4-letter root. Take the 4-letter root or 3-letter root, which if you go to corpus.Quran, yes, then you would be able to click on a word. So for example, let's see, what's this over here? Hold on. I'm going to actually go to corpus for you in real time. Inshallah, I can do this. Because I'm having good internet connection. Here we go. So say we want to come here to corpus Quran right here. I forget where the statement Black Mud was at, right? But let's go to something that I broke down today. And we go over here to the Fatiha. Yes. And we say, okay, this word Rahman Rahim, when you go to the very top, the beautiful thing about this is going to show you how many times that word appears in the Quran. And it's going to tell you what is the triliteral root, Ra, Ha, Mim. Yes. Now, they're going to keep saying it means mercy, it means compassion, but here it is right here. You got wombs, yes? You got blood relationship, most merciful, okay? So you can see how it's used in the Quran, but the Quran is probably just giving you the exoteric, it's giving you the outer meaning. Now, there may be an inner meaning to Rahman or Rahim, yes? So now what we can do is we come to an Arabic student dictionary, yes? Bring out that keyboard. This is where you got to know the Arabic, yes? Or you could be copy and paste, yes? But hey, I love learning. So it's Ra, Ha, Mim. Hit search, yes? Then I'm going to hit explore root, because if I hit search once, it can start to throw up different definitions like this right here. This is not Ra, Ha, Mim. This is Ra, Ha, Lam. Look at this. This is not the same one, you see? So the most important thing, once you hit the initial search, hit explore root. Once you hit explore root, everything should be coming up under this particular root word. And looks like we're having some freezing right now. Yes, it's freezing. I can't see it. Come on. Why you do that? Let me hit explore root. There you go. So we hit explore root. Now everything is going to pop up, right? Everything is going to pop up. Womb, uterus, bam, right there. You see what I'm saying? So you do that. All right. And that's phase one. So I'll leave it right there. That's phase one. Okay. We gotta get some understanding about some stuff, man. All right. Anybody else? Any questions? Weather the storm. Walaikum assalam. Appreciate you. Myra, what up, Myra De Leon? Hey, man, De Leon. I want to tell you, I'm proud of you. I can tell you studied your ass off. And yeah, I'm proud of you. Absolutely proud of you, man. Your hard work was actually inspiring. You know what I'm saying? Keep that same energy, beloved. You know? But yeah, anybody? Any questions on anything before we get on up out of here? Black woman, you special. Man, you special, man. I hope y'all got that, man. Man, Imam Jaʿfar al-Ṣādiq is a mastermind. Man, that's a whole nother level of that's a whole nother level of masculinity that as men, we need to study that. Seriously. That man, you want to talk about spiritual art of war. That was ingenious. But it took two women to pull it off. But that, if you understand Islam, man, you will understand. Hell, if you understand the Bible, you will understand how to do it. Montel Jordan, this is how we do it. We understand how to do it. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Is that brother Yusef in there? WJ4PC. Is that Yusef in there? Yes. So we good though? I need to clean my glasses for sure. All right, what we got here? Salam, bro, Anpu, it's your boy Issa. I have to catch the replay. All right, yes, indeed. Get back with me. You know, but yeah, man, definitely appreciate you. You know, but man, I ain't gonna beat the horse till it's dead. You know what I mean? But black women, study up. The womb is sacred. The whole Quran opens up with your womb. Bismillah in the heavens determines, then it's the womb and the kinship. So after the heavens is actually you. So really understand that. Got to give birth to something or someone. All right. Janine B. Yeah, we did that in the other cookbook. Remember? Alhamdulillah, man. Like that's in but yes, to answer the question, yes, the mitochondria, right? So we did that in one of those cookbooks that we found mitochondria in the Quran. In chapter 3, verse 37, because 3 is titled The Women, and 37 is symbolic for mitochondria having 37 genes. And in that story, it says, Zechariah asks Mary, where are you getting this sustenance from? He couldn't understand how she was getting food, getting sustenance, life-giving energy. And she was like, I get it from Allah. So that lets you know that it was something invisible that she was talking about. That's mitochondria that's weaved into that story. So yeah, they're going down. I need to explore this on the family tree though. See, when the man goes inside of a woman, even though it's a divine balance, as I showed before, the male is going to determine whether it's male or female. But the male's mitochondria is going to get wiped out because she has hundreds of thousands of it and he only got a few thousand of it. So his mitochondria don't matter. It gets annihilated. She don't need his mitochondria. She gets it from mom. So I wonder what happens when you have the daughter, the mom to the daughter, to the daughter, to the granddaughter, just keep going, daughter. I wonder what happens. You know what I mean? When you start tracing it that way. Because remember, The Mahdi is coming from Fatimid. Okay? All right? That's where the Mahdi is coming from. Which, I didn't show this, but I promise you, when we get to, let me pull this back up. This is important. This is important. When we get to Ubayd Allah al-Mahdi on the left-hand side, the founder of the Fatimid Dynasty, go see if he had African concubines. You think he didn't? He did. In fact, they said he was black. And they said the Arabs used to actually, they used to use the race card as if he wasn't a legitimate heir to the prophet because of his blackness. Okay? All right? So even on the hidden E-man side, you start to see, because remember, they found the city Cairo. They found the city Mahdi, the real Mahdi, the Mahdi. They found this city. So they making Egypt their home, their headquarters. So you think they didn't have no, yeah. The history says here they had black wives, black concubines. Back then, if you have a black woman in the house and you mess with her, she gets the same protection and status as your wife. You just can't be having side chicks with no responsibility, young man. Can't do that. Okay? Take care of them side chicks. All right? I should do the Quran got side chicks, make them mad. All right. So yes, sir. Epigenetics, you can call that impact environment of gene expression. Absolutely. Indeed. Okay. All right, man. So we good. We good. Also, Al-Azhar University, most people don't know, that was a Shia university of the Al-Baq. Yes. And with the founder Idris of Morocco, they also say, well, yeah, because he comes from their family. So he's part of the family of the prophet. And so that's Shia, Morocco. The origins and founding of Morocco are people who are carrying the original teachings. Again, I can't stress enough, Islam got the biggest scam going I've ever seen in my life. I can't understand it. I didn't know people didn't read this much. God dang. I just thought like, well, y'all the one that got hadith, and it's in y'all hadith when the man is saying certain things like, hey, Ali, Fatima, Hassan, Hussein, Allah, this is my family, purify them. I leave behind my family. I leave behind in the Quran. Follow these, you're going to be good. What? Y'all got this recorded in y'all Sunni hadith. And like, I don't understand that. Man, that blows my mind. Blows my mind. That's the best thing ever. But this is where the Shia, well, I haven't seen anybody object to the current calendar, which is named after Hagar, the Hajr calendar, Hijri calendar. That's Hagar, black woman, the Egyptian woman. If the enemies came in and changed the calendar, then that means this is what you're admitting without admitting it. And you don't even know that this is this is how ignorant the Muslim is. When you practice Ramadan this upcoming February, you are saying Ramadan that the prophet who you say you believe in was wrong. This is the new Ramadan time. He was wrong. He didn't know what he was doing. See, the problem I keep trying to articulate is space and time is one continuum. Science proves that. Today, the sun is in front of the Milky Way rift. We can call it November. You can call it Sagittarius based off a constellation. But on the Earth plane, you call it November. You call it boo-boo. This person is calling it whatever. Yes? That's irrelevant. The real measurement is how do we identify what's in space? Yes? That's like me saying, I'm coming over your house, but I'm across the street. And I'm swearing up and down I'm at your house. You're going to say, no, you're not at my house. Come across the street. I'm like, nah, you ain't answer the door because I'm at your house over here. No, I have to come over there. Your house is a location somewhere in space. So I can't change your location and then say that this is your house. I can't do that. I can't change your birthday and say this is your birthday now. I can't do that. This is marked by clear points of space. When the earth is here, the sun is there. And when that's here, we can call it November, we can call it Ramadan. But the true test to know where we at is, what is the cosmic markings of space that denotes the time that we're in? So we know coming up in a couple days, the sun is going to reach its lowest peak, and then it's going to look like it's rising. It is. The sun is going to rise every day from December 22nd. It's going to start to rise more and more to the left as days and days start to get longer. So I watch the sunlight. Literally, I watch it. I watch it happen. And it goes that way. So now the sun is going to come back more and more to the left. Yes? So if we're going to call that phenomenon December, that's fine. But we can't say it's December when it's really November and say, no. The way we count new time is this is December. We're like, no, this is actually November now. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You can't change the space in changing spaces and calling it the same time. That's a fuckery. Sorry, that's what that is. You're changing space but calling it the same name and got me believing it's the same damn thing, and it's not. No, by time, surely mankind isn't lost. That's the Muslims. They lost. Because you practice this Ramadan, you're saying that Prophet's Ramadan was wrong. And you won't say that. But these are the kind of conversations that we need to be having with imams if we truly love the Prophet. If we do. Okay? All right. So is the mitochondria made equal in all women, although black men may choose a woman of another race? Mitochondria is always going to flow from a woman, no matter what her race is. It's what gives the cells food. So it's called ATP. So it's what gives the cell food. It don't matter if she's a white woman. I'm coming from a white woman. I know it. Somewhere in there, I look at my mama, I say, oh, shit. That whole French Creole, that whole thing, you know what I'm saying? Now, if we want to argue, it's going to go back to a black woman somewhere. I can see that. But for some of us, it's may going to go white, and then it's going to go black. You know what I mean? And some things, but very interesting to see. All right. So yes, there talks about what is it? The American calendar is wrong. Ramadan is wrong. Yeah, it's out of pocket. It's big time out of pocket. It's only one positive thing that can come out of that, but they don't have the intention to do that. So therefore, you're not directing the energy to do what that could be good for. Totally out of pocket. All right. So we're going to get out of here with Qadr, the Night of Power, which if you go back to that video, that's also really talking about a woman too. But this translation that you're going to get is not talking about a woman if you're reading it on the screen. But it is a beautiful, beautiful prayer, as with them all. Okay. All right, man. So I will get with y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Again, tomorrow, 5 p.m. Come over to Let's Think Podcast. All right. Let's Think Podcast tomorrow, 5 p.m. on a beautiful Saturday. All right. I get with y'all. Peace.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أنزلناه في ليلة القدر وما أدراك ما ليلة القدر ليلة القدر خير من 1000 شهر تنزل الملائكة والملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر